hear me. Thank you. And here I'm sitting speaking. It's better now? Thank you. Sorry for that. I usually listen into my streams, but I'm a bit short on time today, so I did it more ad hoc. Let's delete the TMP directory, recursive and force. That worked. Let's try running the dependency stuff. So this clones down the actual Bicep repository and checks out the release version, builds the projects, creates some DLLs, and moves them into the module so we can use them. And while that's working, I'm going to check this issue. So this is what we're going to try to solve. Hello Jens, welcome. So we get an error that we cannot find a constructor with 0 arguments on line 12. Let's just find that part of the code. So where did I put this one? Here we go. Go down here, open up code again. And now this is complete and we should be able to import the module. We'll see if we can find build bicep. So that should be here, source, public build bicep. Did we get the... I'm not sure where we call that. Let's just do this. And do search in the whole project. There we are. So we are creating a resource type provider. So if we just import all these, let's go here, blow this up big. So in the source directory, there should be an assets folder, and here we have all the DLLs. So we could just do like ls and for each item import module $_ full name. Hopefully that. Oh, there's a JSON file. Anyway, that should make it, and then means we should be able to do this. And if I call the new method, which is like a PowerShell thingy to call a constructor, without the parentheses, PowerShell will actually return the definition of or the signature. That didn't work. Let's try just do this and tab. So we have a resource provider. But no new. That's interesting. Just do this. So what we do here, we create a new resource provider and we supply that to the compilation part. Let's look at the Bicep project and see what they are doing. So I think I have that here. Oh, here we go. So here we are in the source directory and the CLI and program.cs. I should probably check out the last tag also. This is, here we go. git tag, I think it is. And here is the one. So git check out this one. Here we go. Now we are at the correct place, so we don't look at something that is not related to our problem. And in here we should hopefully find something of this that we're doing. So in this case, we're doing like we're creating a compilation, and that takes a resource type provider. So let's see if we can find where we are calling. So the Bicep project is probably calling this same method, and they are doing it there. So that means they're calling it a compilation, and they take that as a input. And here they seem to be creating it, and they give it a resource provider, which I'm not sure where they get from. We have like a resource. Here we go. So they create a resource provider. This means that they are taking a resource provider as input to the program. So that is this part, and they're calling AC resource type provider dot create with AC types. So that's probably how you create an instance of it. And AC resource type provider was the thing we were doing, weren't? Yep, it is. So let's just do create with AC types. That seems to give us something. So hopefully we can go back to the module here and say our resource provider is actually, instead of creating a new, we are calling the method called create with AC types. So this should be working. Let's just run that to make sure it works. Yep. So that gives us a resource provider. I have no idea if that will help us, but we'll see. So let's import module bicep.psd1 ipmo. There we go. So it imported. Now we need a bicep file. App settings of Python. Bicep, perfect. Build bicep app settings. Woohoo! So let's see if that worked. There should be an app settings.bicep here. This seems alright, and this is the thing we compiled with, and we used the BicepPowerShell module 146 because I haven't updated the module, but we are using 3.539 versions of the binaries. So that means we probably solved it. At least I hope. That was quick. Let's look back at this thing. Oh yeah, duh, you already did that. So yes, it's the created data types we're supposed to use because that's what they are using in here. So since bicep.exe will do it this way, we should do it the same way. Yeah, and that seems to be working. So I'll actually just write a comment saying yes. Wonder if we can link to that one. Let's see. Go to this thingy. So there we are, and we should go to the source bicep CLI program line 40 42. So let's copy a permalink, go back here and say yes, we should is create with AC types since that's what bicep.exe seems to be doing. Let's call that program.cs line 42. There we go. Make sure it looks alright. Comments. Right, so that was a lot easier than I hoped for. See if we can do something else while we're here. Um, Notification that there is a new module version available implemented in Build Bicep should be implemented in all functions. It's working as expected, and we will see end users and lossless transpiling Bicep to ARM. Pull requests. Awesome. Let's have a look at it. So in Build Bicep, we're calling this module version. And take a look at the sorting in my convert params to decorators. Sure thing. Let's go through this while I'm at it. This looks good. So we're basically just pasting in this thing in all the modules. That's good enough. And we'll do a code review, and Stefan can merge it whenever he wants to. And sorting in my convert params to decorators. Is there a pull request or an issue? Or just something else? 134. What did you do? Like this. 1, 3, 4. It worked. Oh yeah, this is really good. So here we have the old style of defining parameters, and this should convert it to this new kind of style with decorators. That's awesome. Sorting off, yeah. Let's try this out. So there's like GHPR, never remember the command. It will change the order of the params in the output. Sure. GHPR checkout. There we go. And 134. Whoops. Get checkout main. That should reset. Get checkout that file. Get checkout that file. That takes us back and just stash the rest. It's just alright. We'll be happy there. And then do the GitHub checkout. That should be working. Awesome. So what happened here was that when we run it, so that should be convert bicep to decorator style, public, source, public, convert decorator style. Let's do this and this so everyone can see. What do we do here? We create a file resolver, resource provide. This is not going to work anymore. So we are building bicep as a hash table. And then we're getting the parameters from the hash table, and we are creating a new ordered hash table called parameters, and we create a template base, and yeah, so this thing actually doesn't work. This will override, so this line doesn't do anything. It creates a hash table, and then we overwrite that hash table here. So that's probably why the sorting gets wonky. We're calling build bicep there too. And we're using the resource provider there. So I shouldn't have changed stuff around. Let's see. This is the thing we need. Just put that in there. And we'll go to parse bicep and we'll put that thing in there. Now we should be able to, don't need that one. There we go. So, oops, see if we can get out of this Zen mode. There we go. I usually create like a debug PowerShell script that I can use like this, and I'll just do so how should we go on about this? We need to import the module again. I think I have it here. So import. Oh, import mod. Hang on, we don't even. We should do it here. Actually, this is the thing we need to do. So let's do that, and then do. We need a file that we need can change. So let's do like this. Description. Something. Something. And allowed. I don't even remember how you did this anymore. Where are we? Perfect. There we go. And this should probably be it. Whoa. Let's put that there instead because it's gonna throw up if I had. So web of name string. I need to assign strings. Perfect. And this will say it's the old style. Let's change it to B string. Whatever. Let's try it out. So then we go to the debug thingy, and we call convert bicep params to decorator style. We give it a path. Ooh. Path, and just copy the path. This one. There we go. And we set a breakpoint in here. And then we debug it and see what happens. Assembly with same name is already loaded. Yeah, that probably won't matter. I think it's right version. So let's step into that one. It did matter. So we need to kill this one, open up a new one. Start the debugger. And step into this. Here we go. So we should just be able to step over this part. And we build our bicep. Now we should have an arm hash table. That shouldn't be empty. Let's show some diagnostics. Parameter expects the default value of string, but provided value is of type object. Oh, of course, that's how you write it. Sorry. Where were we? There. And let's just go into, move this aside. Here we are. So let's just rerun this part. And now we should have an arm hash table. So just to note, we should, doing ignore diagnostics, maybe we should have an ignore warnings and ignore errors, or ignore diagnostic and then be able to supply something, because yeah, I don't know, maybe in this case it would be nice to just get some kind of error. That seems to work. We can jump over that part, and here we set the param hash table to the parameters. And let's look at that part. So this has app settings and web name. And which order did I specify them here? Web name first, app settings. So these are in the wrong order already here, which means that the problem is within build bicep. I think. Let's see if we can do. So just to prove this, let's see if we can do this thingy. And just say like arm equals to that part, and we do it as string if we have one. So then we have arm. And here they are in the right order. So the problem is as hash table on build bicep, I would say. So do we want to always return a sorted hash table, or should we like manage it in here? We should probably manage it in build bicep, I think. So let's step out of this thing, close all the windows, and go to build bicep and look at the as hash table parameter. Do send mode again. Here's something. So for each file, parse bicep, that will return the thingy, and there should be if a string, else if. Yeah, so this is the thing where it goes wrong, because convert from JSON as hash table will return a regular hash table, and that is not sorted. So we probably need to say like $return table equals a hash table. Didn't I write this logic sometime before? I have a memory I've been doing this before. Uh-huh. Take an input object and we do a switch, and if it's ordered, we create an order hash table, and then we loop through the properties and add. Yeah, cool. So in build bicep, we just need to do convert to hash table dash ordered. It takes an object, so it needs, and this is probably Yeah. So the question is, should we convert it back to JSON or should we take the ARM template object? So this is a JSON string which we convert to an object. Then we merge this thing and then we convert it back to JSON. We should be able to take just this thing. In the convert to hash table, why have an if and else if, where the script lock does the same thing. What? Oh yeah. Calling me out on my bad code. Thank you, Jompen. So for each property in the properties, if the property value is, yeah, so we could do a complex thingy where we say if the value is null or it's a string or it's of value type. It's not that complex. Then we do the same thing. Yeah, you're right. We could probably just do this. If this or this or that. That should be the same thing. And if it's not, then we'll do a recursive because then it's some kind of rich object. Yeah, I don't know why it's like that. I guess I wrote it too fast. If it's me that wrote it, yeah, I'm uncertain. So where were we? We had that ARM template. We should probably just take this part and pipe that to this thingy and make sure it actually. Ooh. While we're at it. Sorry, Stefan, I am messing things up here. This should probably be more than one pull request, I realize. Value from pipeline. So we take the input object from the pipeline and then we do a process down here. And then we take all this and just move it up here. And then we can pipe to it. I hope. And we get that. Let's save that. So we changed this one and we changed that one. And I'm still in your pull request, so I'm not sure how to get out of this thing, but we'll see. Where is my, there is the whole thing, and we had the debug file down here, so we can just run that again. That should re-import this thingy, and we could just step into it, step over some of these. And I have a feeling that I have a recursion bug. See if we can manage to break this thing. There we go. My debug file. Go back here again. We need to kill this shell. And we need to set a... There we go. Back again. So let's just step into this and do some step over. And that should be working. Let's see. So now I'm in. Oh yeah, that's because I loaded the whole thing as a hash table. Makes sense. So let's find down to where we call the hash table parts. So that's here. Let's put a breakpoint down there and just hit play. That should take us down here, I hope. Maybe not. Something is weird. Let's close that down and run this again, and let's step through it. See how we can get that terminal up and going again. Let's do a reload. Can we please have, there we go. And any day now. Debug. Stop it. There we go. So let's step into that. Let's step over a few times. And let's step into that one. And step over. Here we go. That seems to be working. We have that one. Do convert from JSON. Change the metadata. Record it back to JSON. We don't have a string, but we have this type thingy. So that for the hash table, let's step into that one. Okay, so now we created a hash table, and here somewhere we probably get into this where it's a recursion bug somewhere. So I wonder if we could do... Okay, so property is a string. That should take us in here. See how many properties we have on this one. First one is schema, which is of string, and this is a PS custom object called metadata, and then we have a PS custom object, and then we have a object array. Right, let's see what's happened. So now we're at the content version, and then we are at the PS custom object, and this should go into the else. And I wonder, dollar prop dot value. Let's try to step over that one. That seemed to work. And now we're at the... We should be able to... That should be work. So let's step over that one. That's where it broke. I don't think I can... It's there. I wonder if I can like make this stop. Somehow when it calls this thing, it's getting back into this loop, and then it's just... Yeah, so where were we? I'm guessing it's one of these. Wonder if that will work now. Let's try that. Just hit play and see what happens. Okay, it didn't work. This is a little bit annoying because we are loading all the modules the way we are and doing it just in memory. We could actually do this. With the bugger. Try this and see what happens. And we need to turn that off and restart it. Hopefully we should hit the wait debugger. Yep. And here we can see that we have the PS custom object, which means that we went in here and we could do play again, which will take us one iteration down. So that means we are input object PS object. So I wonder if we can, it doesn't show that one. So we're at the metadata and we at the generator, and these should be strings. So that should be working. Let's just try that. So now we're at the underscore generator, which should be, yeah, first part of the metadata. That should be working, which takes us to parameters part, which is piece custom object. We are at the first parameter, and then we are allowed values. Yep. Should be able to step into that, and that takes us to sync root. Okay, let's step into that. And that takes us to sync root, which takes us to sync root, which takes us. Here we have the recursion bug. So in this case, the input object is something, and if we look at the properties, so it has a bunch of properties. It has a length property and a rank and a sync root. Recursion is good because recursion is good because recursion. Yes, I know you love recursion, Björn. Is read only. So I wonder if we could do like dollar input object get type. So the problem here is that we are getting an array, and we actually don't want to convert the array to a hash table. We just want to convert the objects inside of the array to a hash table. So I wonder. Oh, this is not gonna work. Let's just go back to this part. Since we implemented pipeline support here, we should be able to take the value and pipe it to convert to hash table. And if the value is an array, that will just do an implicit loop and call convert to hash table each time for each value, and that will expand any type of array or collection. And hopefully PowerShell should just magically solve stuff for us. But who knows? Try again. And this is going to be the last time, because I am running out of time here. We hit the wait debugger, and we do it a few times, and nope. Or actually, it did work. Where are we? Yeah, we're at the wait debugger. It's just this thing that has given up. So we should be able to. What's the continuous C? And now we're at the app settings. C. think we got through. So let's take this part and remove that one, save it, and remove the breakpoint. Let's actually remove all the breakpoints and just run that part. Okay, it didn't work as I expected, but yeah, it's a little bit better. So at least we get these in the right order. I think. Where is it? App settings. So we got the web app name and the app settings name. Awesome. Problem is that we default that works. So it's only the allowed part, which should be a string array and not an object array. Which means like something here is not entering this part. So let's say, yeah, we'll have to look at that later on. But I think at least we got the module to build with a new version, and we figure out why it didn't sort correctly, and it's actually not a problem at all with the convert to decorate style. It's a problem with the build bicep, which uses convert to JSON as a hash table. So we should probably fix that so we can return a ordered hash table, and that's a bug in the convert to hash table. I will have a look at this maybe tonight or tomorrow. But for now, I'll say thank you for hanging out with me, and I hope you had a good time. See you some other time soon. Well, tomorrow at 9 p.m. European time, Central European time. And thank you. Bye bye.